Have the strangest feeling, don't know what to believe in. Cause every time you touch me, I can't control my body. Oh, baby, you are on my mind, all I think about, and I don't wanna stop.
From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another conversation with Trent and Friends. Got a special guest in tonight, a very good friend of mine. I call her. Her name is Ursula Johnson. We haven't been trying to schedule her for several months here. She's been traveling abroad and just doing her thing, just doing her, as she would say. So I finally got a chance to lock her in and whatnot. So we'll have a conversation tonight, have some gumbo talk on what's that all about. Talking about this list that's floating around social media and got everybody in uproar. Let's bring Ursula in. Hey.
Hey, Trent, and the good
What's
people
going on
out
with you?
there.
What's going on with you? What's going on?
Oh,
You
ready to
good?
tackle this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
We
I saw
have
you
so many
comment.
shows that we really need to do because I really wanted to talk to you about that places where you go, but we'll talk about that later. Let's hop
Gotcha.
on this list.
Oh, good. So I saw you comment in the group, in the Conversation Continues group, about this list, this mail list that was posted by Mark, very good friend of
Mhm.
mine. And I'd be honest with you, I was kind of disappointed. And
Yeah, I was sad that
whoever made
Mark
this
posted
list up,
that too.
whoever made this list up, I'm always talking about a traditional man. There's a clear and distinctive difference between a traditional man and a modern man. A traditional man will not go back and forth with a woman. He will not try to put points up on the board. He's going to say what he's saying. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes, he's staying on his ethics and how he was raised, or
There it
his
is.
belief,
Exactly. So as I'm watching this stuff unfold online, I started to realize that I said, "Damn, I'm foreign to this." Like, how do you say? Well, she can't have tattoos. She can't be a single mother. She can't be a mother. Whatever. Like, who wrote this list? A 15-year-old?
Right.
I just don't get it. I want to get down to the meat and potatoes of it, and I really don't. I don't agree. Let's just first of all, let me say this: I don't agree with it.
Right.
Everyone has a past, and if you run
Right.
into someone who said they don't have a past, move away from them quick. They're delusional.
Yeah. Well, I think that's where I got upset. A woman who travels regularly. What that mean? What does that mean? A woman who is interested in discovering what's outside of whatever city she lives in or outside of whatever country she lives in. That's the person you need to watch
That's a little
out
different
for.
for me. As I was
Gotcha.
reading through that, and I saw that, right? As I was reading through it, I said, these brothers don't have a passport. They cannot have a passport. That was a little different for me. Like,
they live at 1232 South Johnson in the city. This is the only place I went. They had to drag me out during Katrina.
that's it. That is it.
That is
Also,
so sad.
When I started reading through this list, all I could think about is insecurities.
Yeah.
All I could think about was insecurities, and I'm a little foreign to that, man. That's different for me. Saying that, well, she can't be this way.
People.
Exactly. She can't have multiple partners. I mean, come on, man. Come on, that's ridiculous. What's your thoughts? Go ahead,
a woman that's previously married. Hmm. Hmm.
Wow, what
And
they
you
want a
know, let
virgin?
me let me tell you. Did I send you when we read over the list? Did I send you a link after that of the girl singing about she rapping about like I'm so over dating African American men, and she was like
Yeah,
her
yeah,
and
yeah,
her
yeah,
two
yeah, yeah,
did you
yeah,
get that?
yeah.
Her and her two friends, they got different men now, you know. So
I
I
find
have a
that quite
cousin.
quite interesting.
Look, I have a cousin. She doesn't, she crossed over and she refuses. And she like, cousin, come to the light. I'm like,
That's
mm-mm.
I feel some type of way about that, in itself. I'm just gonna be straight up with you. I mean, it is
Right,
what it is. I don't
right.
I don't I don't mix breed like that. That's just me. That's not my preference. I don't. It
List
doesn't
like
lay
that.
down the same. I'm not gonna say I haven't been with them. I've been with
Right.
them, but it doesn't lay down the same. It's nothing like a sister. I'm gonna
Well,
just
I've
leave it
heard
at
that.
that.
I've heard that from some real men. But believe me,
Yeah.
I've heard that from real
It
men.
don't
I
it
have.
don't it don't lay down the same, and
Right.
I'll never cross that. I'll never cross that. So that's not my thing. That's just not my thing.
The men that I've heard that from too actually date thicker women. So they're not into kids. Just
Wait, wait, wait a minute. What'd you say? What'd you say?
the men that I heard say they don't date outside of the African culture. The
Right.
ones that I've heard typically they date thicker women. They date women, like with, you know, substance, something to hold on to.
Now you see why I've been trying to get you on here because I do
Yeah.
use.
Yeah, they one guy he told me I'm not into kids at all, and
Wow.
he connected dating kids to dating outside, his culture a little bit.
Here's the
He said
thing. Here's the thing. Everyone have their preference, right?
they have their
But
preference, right?
if we
Right.
actually communicate and put that stuff on the table, if I tell you, hey, Eric,
Hmm.
listen, I'm not into kids, and you know what I'm
Right.
saying, that's just not my thing.
Yeah, I'm just not a pedophile.
Exactly. But here's the thing, though. I give you, by me being straightforward and placing everything on the table, I give you the right away to say, hey, sir, no, it's not for me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And
Right.
that's what we're missing these days, man. It's communication,
Right.
simple conversation between one another.
Right.
I tell
Right.
you my likes and my dislikes, and you tell me your likes and your dislikes. If it's not for me, no, ma'am, thank you.
Right.
Nice knowing you. Nice meeting you.
You know, so here's the thing I think that people are forgetting. So social media is good for, grabbing some tools to maneuver through life. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
sometimes I go to social media. If I can't figure out what I'm gonna wear to work, I'll Google some stuff and boom, something comes on of social
Right.
media, and I got that. You know what I'm saying? I like we use social media, like who's doing this or what. Oh, look at this one, kids. Look at that. Okay, here's
Right.
where social media is getting screwed. How we say screws, misscrewed or whatever. We're
Misconstrued.
misconstrued. We're
Yeah.
picking up too many bad habits and we're holding them so tight.
Totally
We're
agree.
taking people images, pictures of people, and we're not just saying about social media, but I'm just saying we're taking things that people say and we're going to sleep with it on our mind, waking up, and now today we lead from what that person said or what somebody's doing. And we
Exactly.
really think that this is realistic. Some of the things that
Exactly.
is happening is this is so not realistic. You know what I'm saying? At least it's not for me, And I don't raise my son to think that well, my son is grown now, but I wouldn't raise my kid to think these things are realistic. Because if you
Right.
raising
Right.
a little boy to read through this list, he's gonna end up with another little boy.
Absolutely. I mean,
Because
honestly,
honestly,
man, when you think about it, using this tool is very dangerous. I used to
yes,
tell folks I've been podcasting for almost 20 years before
right,
they even started calling it podcasting.
right,
And I would tell people all the time, if you're coming on, that mic is very powerful.
right,
What you say is going to resonate with someone. You got
right.
to be careful what you're saying. It's
You
just
have
like with
to.
social media, man. That's
Right,
why I'm very careful with that tool. I have
right,
daughters. I
right.
have daughters. I'm very careful with this tool. And what people see is exactly how I am. You could actually vouch for that. What they see,
Yeah,
what I show them, this is who I am.
right,
But
right.
you got to be careful and you got to choose your words, man. Choose your words wisely. Just like you
Right.
said, man, when you throw a list out there like that and it's going viral,
Right.
the
You
next
use your
15,
power for
17-year-old
good
kid
and
gonna
not
get
for
that.
evil. I always say, if you're gonna, it's causing me to think before I talk a lot now, because I always say, you use your power, use it for good and not for evil. And so,
Absolutely.
some of our dear friends out there, and this is not a character attack, but when I saw who posted this list, I was really
Yeah.
hurt because I was like,
We're not
how
gonna
could
call no names. So let's not call no
yeah,
names.
I'm not, because I don't want to do a character attack, and this is not an indictment, but I was so hurt that he posted it, because I'm like, he's such a cool guy. You know what I'm
He's a
saying? Why?
solid cat. He's a very solid
Yeah,
cat.
why would he allow? And then I took the bait. And so I was like mad at myself for even taking the bait. I'm like, why did I
Right.
even say anything about this? Like, this is so not me, because this is like me commenting on, somebody saying, yeah, all women are dirt. And I'm like, no, we
Right.
ain't all dirt. Like, that's why I'm not.
But in
You know
all
what I'm
fairness,
saying?
in
Like,
all
the empty
fairness,
wagon make the most noise or something. I felt like the empty
yeah,
wagon. Like, why did I
I
even
get it.
say anything?
I
Even
get
if I go back and edit it and move it, I'm like, it's the fact that I don't even, if I went and responded, I responded. It's out there. Oh well. Because even if I removed it, it's still noted that I responded. That you know what I'm saying? Even I have to take it down. So
Me personally, me personally, I don't think that's his way of thinking. Per
it's
se,
not.
I really don't think that's his way of thinking. I really don't.
I don't
I
think
really
it's his
don't.
way of thinking, but I was just sad that he allowed himself. He look, he let the devil use him.
I got you. I got you. So, the thing that's foreign to me is the back
Uh-huh.
and forth. The thing that's irritating to me is the back and forth. Like
Mm-hmm.
I didn't grow up in a house where my father didn't do all that talking. He said what he said,
Right.
and that's that. That's that.
My mom stayed. I grew
So
up in a house where my mom stayed in a woman's place. And the amazing thing about the house that I grew up in is those two people are still in the house doing the same. They still there doing it after 53 years, 52 years.
54. I think he
They
said
53
54.
years.
53.
53
Let me ask you
years.
something. Let me ask you something since you bring that up. What is a woman's place,
So I
in your
think
opinion?
over the years it has changed a little, but ultimately the roles are, so to me today, a woman's, we're helpmates. Honestly, we helpmates. Your man is lacking in this area, that's the area you might be strong in, and an area you lack in, that's the area your man might be, you might, you lack, that's the area
Right,
where your
right,
man
right.
probably strong and got your back. Ultimately we are helpmate. And I like, that's why the analogy comes up of God removed the rib from Adam's side. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
He didn't remove
Yeah,
a foot, and he didn't remove, part of his brain. He removed
right.
the rib. A woman and a man is supposed to be side by side. You know what I'm saying? And it's the Bible even
Agreed.
says a woman leave her parents and cling to her husband, and a man to his wife,
But it seems like in today's climate, man, and it seems like it's getting worse by the minute.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting worse by the minute. And honestly, I don't even think they like one another. I don't think
Yeah.
that's what it's
Yeah.
looking like to me.
Yeah.
That's what it's looking
Yeah.
like to me.
That
It's
is
gotten me
exactly
to
what it
the
looked like.
point. It's gotten me to the point. I was telling a friend of mine this earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'll be podcast. Finally got hers locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And I choose to be single because I don't
Mm-hmm.
want to go through the rigmarole and
Right.
all the changes with this foolishness. I'm in a very
Right.
peaceful space. I'm very good where I'm at.
Right.
Very good.
Right.
And
Very
all that,
blessed. Very
everything,
wholesome.
there you go.
Yeah.
Everything that I see is a turnoff. So why
Yep.
would I inject myself into that?
Right.
I have
Right.
no interest in that. Yeah, let's go on a date or two. Like we go to dinner, do whatever. You come over to the
I do it
house
all
and
the time, to be honest with you. It's
exactly.
one of
But
my favorite things
that's
to
as
do.
far as it's gonna go for me. That's as
Yeah.
far as it's gonna go for me.
This is where I screw up. This is where I screw up. I'm on my mistake. I go on a date and the people be like, I really like you. And I'm like, hey, let's go again. And then we go again. And then we dating now. We dating. And I'm like, oh, I should be dating you.
That's different. I don't see nothing wrong with, you know what I'm saying, adulting. I don't see nothing wrong with, you know, I have a 3-day rule, right? 3-day rule. Fly in on a Thursday, but you're leaving back out on a Monday. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying, hey, you can't stay over 3 days like a hotel. You got to go.
Right.
You got to check out.
I like that.
I'm not saying in a negative way.
I like that.
I'm not saying in a negative way, but like that's as much time that I'm going to give you because we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. Go through that whole thing and you watching these. I call it smut TV, the reality TV, and trying to inject my life into that, or vice versa. Nah, it's not gonna work for me.
Trent, have I told you how I felt about reality TV?
Say again now.
Have I told you how I felt about reality TV?
I know you, so I know how you didn't even have to tell me. I know you. I know how you feel about it.
Okay.
I can't even sit down through it, man. I can't do it. And these days, male and female, they're injecting the reality TV into their relationships. That shit is crazy to me.
And you know what's even crazy?
So all they can get is 3 days from me. 3 days and that's it.
You know what's crazy about reality TV too is that I'm just gonna say this. We ain't going to stay on it. Reality TV could be even worse than social media. Because what happens with reality TV is you have so many people caught up in this lie. And now everybody's all talking about it. So here's the thing. Now you have Charlemagne or whoever that guy is on some radio station saying, oh yeah, so by the way, you saw this on this show. And I'm like,
and this is what I call, here's the thing. This is what I call now, that statement right there from Charlemagne. That's a modern man. That's a modern man. That's a modern man. I'm gonna leave it there.
With the man bag. With the man bag.
I don't get it. I just don't get it.
With the man bag. No,
so let's go through some of this list that we were talking about. What's that all about?
Let's look at the list. Yes. Yes. You know what I told you about the single mom? I'm saying it again.
Yeah.
You know, that's a reality. You know, a woman could go through abusive situation. She could bury her husband. You know, she could just I didn't want to have an abortion. Damn.
Right.
Now she's punished for that. Okay.
Right. Here's one that I find interesting. This is so funny. This is number 5, Instagram models.
Right.
Bottle girls and escorts. Okay, so sir, first of all, why are you even trying to date the bottle girl and the escort?
So
remember, asinine to me.
Right. And so remember I said that blanket statement about all women are bad? That sounds like that. Like your mama, my dad raised me to know, let me tell you. Okay, so he didn't have to tell me to not to work at Shishi's.
Right.
If we, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So
but if you're talking about escorts, if you mentioned an escorts, sir, do you have an experience with an escort? I mean, how did you meet this escort? Did you call up for an escort?
Right. Wait. So yeah. So I like that because that's where I'm going with this. So it's almost like, why would you even put this on a list unless, And so if you are calling escort, why had you?
Exactly.
Oh, so that's how you. Oh, we sorry.
Were you up on Chef or something like that? I mean,
right. So that's where I'm going with the whole. Like I just said, I knew like why even go to graduate with a diploma if you're gonna go work at Shishi's. Like I could just go work at Shishi's. You know, I'm just saying go work at a because I'm talking about the don't date a stripper.
Here's another one that really got me right. Number 10, women that drink a lot. Well, guys, you need not come to New Orleans because they do drink over here. So you need not come to New Orleans for that woman.
What's a lot? So, because a lot could be measured to one guy, a lot could be she drank a lot because she had one drink
exactly.
twice this week. And to another person, she drank a lot. She had one drink. No, this girl drank a lot. She had like 5 drinks when we was out, and we
Exactly.
was out 3 nights this week. You know, this person could, what is a lot? What's a lot?
Exactly. But here's the thing for me, right? And this is
Mm-hmm.
a teachable moment for the guys, for my young guys, and
Mm-hmm.
look like I to be coaching these 50-year-olds as well. But you actually rule yourself out when you place a list on
Mm-hmm.
what you're gonna accept and
Mm-hmm.
what you're not gonna accept.
Mm-hmm.
You rule yourself. You
I
take yourself
agree.
out of the game.
I
You
agree.
take yourself
I agree.
completely out of the game.
I agree with that. I do agree
Have
with
an
that.
adult conversation
I agree with
and
that.
talk about it. Then you say yeah or nay. But
Yeah.
have that adult conversation. You might be missing your forever just because she got a tattoo on her back.
Yeah. And she had 4 drinks.
Exactly.
It was little. It really totaled up to
Exactly.
2. That's too much. Like, just, yeah.
So,
Uh-uh.
you know me, I love to remain positive. I want to be
Mm-hmm.
positive and think that I want to think positive that there was a 15-year-old putting this list together and
Yeah.
sending it out viral. I'm not going to think, I don't want to think a grown ass man put this list together
Man, I
because
know,
all
like,
men do not think like this. This is not
no,
my thought process.
no. This is heartbreaking. A woman, 11, a woman without a father.
Well, I mean, what's to me, this list this list speaks of insecurities. This list speaks of
It's an empty wagon.
it's an empty wagon along with an empty wagon with a whole bunch of issues.
Yeah.
It speaks to empty wagon with a whole bunch of issues.
Yeah.
Because I
A
mean,
woman with promiscuous friends. How does she know if her friends is promiscuous? You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? How do you know
I,
your
I,
friend? My friend is How do you know? What
but
does
you
how does somebody get labeled promiscuous?
exactly again,
Because your
fellas,
promiscuous is not mine.
you won't know that she shared those characteristics until you
Right.
have a conversation with her.
Right. Right.
Watch her patterns. I mean, come on, man.
Right.
It's
Right.
asinine.
Yeah.
Plus size, unhealthy women. Plus size, unhealthy women.
Let me tell you something about that. Nah, I'm just gonna go ahead on and cross over about them plus size unhealthy women. So when I got 4 things to say, but women ain't saying don't date a plus size unhealthy man because we know, like, if he plus size and he unhealthy, we definitely date him. We know we gonna eat.
He's the safest bet. He's the safest bet.
We know we about to eat, and we
He's the
already know
safest bet.
he
You're not
taking
gonna
care of
cheat.
business.
You're
No,
not gonna cheat.
I ain't
He's the
gotta look for him
safest
because he
bet.
can't move that fast.
He's the safest bet. He's the safest bet. So I mean, my thing is, and like looking at this list when I was talking to you last week, the cattiness. I don't get that. I'm not
Yeah,
used to a man going back and forth like that. I'm not used
right,
to a man putting a list together. This is what I'll accept and what I won't accept. It's
right,
foreign to me.
right,
That's foreign to
right.
me.
Right. It is, Caddy. Again, I feel like it's the emptiness. I'm happy that we're having this discussion about it. And I hope from this discussion, men will think, it'll cause people to think more before they allow their
Absolutely.
social media to be riddled
Absolutely.
with negative things. Because if you ain't gonna say something positive, don't say nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Because it totally, if I see this on a guy's social media page and I'm like checking him out a little bit, I just stop checking him out and I'm disconnecting from him. And I might
Here's the thing
unfriend him.
about
I may never want
here's the
to.
thing about here's the thing about both of those lists, right? And I don't
Mm-hmm.
think they even realize this. Both parties, male and female, you guys have been gaslit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys have been gaslit.
Right.
And you don't even know it.
Right.
You don't even know it.
Right.
The steering wheel's in the back and somebody else is driving the car.
Right.
Somebody else is
Right.
driving the car. That's crazy to me. Let's
And
get to the
that's the
female
reason
list.
why I'm sorry
Go
to
ahead.
interrupt.
No, go
That's
ahead.
the reason why I felt like after, so my first reaction was that I reacted too quickly. That's what I first thought about. But my first reaction is, this is sad. And after I said it was sad, then I was like, I'm mad at myself that I reacted, because to me, like, I shouldn't even said anything on this link, because it's just sad.
No,
It's
but
sad.
honestly
This is
though,
sad.
honestly,
This is
I didn't
somebody
see
who
your
don't want
comment.
nobody. Who, if you post this list, this is somebody who don't want anybody. You plan on dying alone.
Right.
That's it. And
Honestly,
it's cool.
I didn't see your comment as a negative comment. You were
Right.
speaking
No.
your truth. You were speaking from an honest place. You was
But
like, this is
again,
some bullshit.
right.
You're speaking from an
And I
honest
just seen
place.
it. Look, I had I had hurry up and read a woman who liked to travel a lot. Why would somebody say that? Like,
You just come back into the States.
I'm like, so I can't want to go learn about history. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I can't want to see. I don't need to know nothing about the transatlantic slave trade. You just need to stay right here in New Orleans and know that it happened. Nah,
Exactly.
I don't need to know nothing about the Mormons. Don't travel. Don't know nothing about California.
That's a bit much for me. That's a bit much for me. Let's get to these
I
ladies.
don't want to date somebody who thinks like that. I wouldn't date somebody who is comfortable
again,
with
like
not
I said before, when I saw that about the one, she can't travel. These brothers don't have passports.
Yeah.
They don't have passports. They're not going beyond the city limit line.
Yeah. Poor fella. Yeah.
Let's get to these ladies list. I found this very appalling as well. So, the title reads, "The Ladies Strike Back." Gaslight.
Yeah.
The ladies strike back. Gaslight. A new list of men that have no business dating, period. Gaslit.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So let's
I found this list to be rather funny and tricky.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you go ahead because it's ladies. Go ahead.
Men with toddlers or youngsters. I don't know about that. How young are the kids? What's it? I know what a toddler is, but what we mean when we say youngsters? How did he end up being a man with a toddler?
Now here's, I'm gonna debunk that one right there real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I was divorced early on with both my daughters, both my wives. Taylor was 4, Kennedy was 4 when I separated from their mothers. Again, you hear what I'm saying, folks? Separated from their mothers, not baby mothers, not baby mamas. I married these women. I have fruitful, long relationships with these women, but I was the problem. But anyway, these kids were 4 years old. I dated women with these kids, but they didn't see my kids right away. I didn't bring them, not even the third date. I had to be dating you for you to meet my kids. I wasn't introducing to my kids. And this is a father speaking.
Yeah.
Like when did you meet Taylor?
Oh Lord. We had known each other for a long time and we was cool. And this one day, I forget how it happened, but I know when I met Taylor, I met your mom around the same time.
Exactly. I think
it was just cool.
Or something.
Yeah. So, but I know it was years. Like Taylor was what, 13, maybe 12?
13. Exactly.
Yeah, but I knew you had a kid. But
exactly. So, a lot of folks out there always say, "Oh yeah, Trent capping on that." No, I'm not. Ursa right there, she could tell you she didn't meet Taylor until later on in life.
No. Yeah.
So that actually, I could debunk that one.
Right.
But there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing about it is, here's the thing. Maybe it's the decisions that you're making, ladies, the type of men that you're dating. They're bringing a kid on a date.
That. But I was going through the list and reading, I was like, yeah, like this is stuff that like if I meet a man and he got like a 2-year-old or a 3-year-old, I'm gonna be like, they's fresh out the bed. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Here's the thing though, why would a man bring his kid around someone that he don't even know?
Right.
So, ladies, maybe it's your selection in men. You might want to change it up. Get your traditional man.
That's right. That's what I was thinking. Yes, because certain things you ain't got to tell me. You know,
Exactly.
a DL
Like,
man,
what'd you
a
say?
DL, a woman shouldn't date a DL man. Certain
What's that
things
you
you
might
just
have?
don't have to tell me. Look, what is a
Exactly.
DL man? Like what?
I
I
have
know
no
it is,
idea.
huh?
It's talking about the guys that's on down low. But
Yeah, yeah.
if you have to say it, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
your intuition gonna tell you, stop being right with this dude.
right,
Again,
right,
your selection in men. Maybe you need to change your circle up.
right. I don't think a man. I don't think men pants are sag. I just don't. If your pants sag, you ain't really real.
Something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Yeah, sagging pants. I don't know. A woman, a man that disrespect women. What kind of stuff is that? Don't date
Again,
him. Why somebody need to tell me that? Don't date him. He disrespectful. Why are you telling me that?
exactly. Again, it's a
Mm,
selection, man. It's your selection in men.
yeah. I would not. So all of this is a trick list. That's why I said because a man who stay in a motel, men who want to hold a couple of dollars till they get paid, men who have clothes in tubes, in tubs, man who can't log into anything. That's crazy. A man who can't log into anything. Personally, that thing about a man being able to log into stuff, like I take offense to that because some men do struggle with logging in and understanding how the
Exactly.
computer work because they have to do manual labor so much. So, like, I don't mind helping a man log in and show him and help him maneuver around a computer because he may be able to show
That, that,
me
that
how
sounds
to
like
maneuver.
that sounds like a grown woman to me. It
Yeah,
sounds like
because
a
then he
very
might be
grown
able to
woman to
show
me.
me how to maneuver around my car or whatever. Show me why this is like this. That's offensive, you know. And then the men that say grand rising. What's wrong with somebody saying grand rising? Good morning, grand rising. Oh, they conscious or they awaken or whatever. Like, what's wrong with that? Like,
Exactly.
that's empty wagon stuff to say, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah. Men with multiple kids and baby mamas. Okay, it happens. It
Exactly.
happens. It
Again,
happens.
everyone has a past. You
Everybody
show me
have
a
a
person
past.
who say they don't have a past, move away from them quick.
Yeah.
They're delusional.
Yeah. And
Everybody has a past.
right. And that that's offensive to even say that because you don't know why he could marry, got a divorce, and now he married again and his wife died. You know what I'm saying? Or he could just like you,
Here's
marry
the
and look, it didn't
here's
work
the
out,
red flag. Here's the red flag right here that they're talking about boys on this list. Here's the red flag. Number 24. Men that don't keep their locks up.
Okay. I wasn't
That's a
even gonna
red
read
flag.
that one. I wasn't even gonna read that one. I wasn't even gonna read that one. I
I
really
had
wasn't.
to. I
Mm-mm.
had to. But here's the thing. Again, your selection. Who you
Right.
choosing? What's in your circle? What's in your pool? What's in your
Yeah.
dating pool? It's
And
definitely
this is
not
just
men in your
me.
dating pool.
Right. Is this just me? This just me. I'm just saying. This is me. I prefer my man to have a lower haircut than mine. That's what I prefer. That's just me.
That's your preference.
It's just what I prefer.
But you would know that he would know that in a conversation with you. You're not
Yeah.
just going right off the back. Oh, you got it. Well, maybe he'll
No,
cut his
I
hair
wouldn't
for
even
you.
tell him. No, I wouldn't even tell him. I'm
There it is.
just
So you won't even go past the conversation. That's it.
actually my brother have locks and I be telling him, you're so nice looking. When you gonna cut your hair?
Right.
He always complaining about the job he
Let
do.
me
He
ask you
said,
a question. So
mm-hmm,
if a guy introduced himself with locks,
uh-huh.
they're well together, would you at least give him a conversation?
So I got so much stuff I want to say because I just thought about somebody that we both know with locks that was trying to talk to me. And I was like,
Is it who I think you talking about? Is that that's
on the slick.
hilarious.
I gotta tell you when we ain't on here, how he gonna do it, bro? I was like, first of
I
all,
know exactly who you're talking about. I know
you know,
exactly
and I'm like, first of
how you
all, and
move.
second
Yeah.
and third, don't. But anyway, um,
Wait, hold on. Let me say so. I don't know if I should ask you this. I don't, because we're
nope.
recording it.
Look, you know
I
how
shouldn't
they
ask you
say,
this. So this
nope.
was before you knew me or after? I mean,
This was
I'm just
like
asking.
this is this is in the year of 2023.
Moving along.
Honestly.
Moving along.
This is when this is. Yes.
Wow. That's
As
interesting. That's interesting. That's all I can say to that. Let's go on to let's move past the locks. Well, I tell you.
Yeah, so okay, to answer your
Sometimes be your
question.
own people.
So to answer your question, totally, if you talk to me, no matter who you are, I'm always about people, connectionness, you know. I've been called the gypsy. I'm always about connecting with people. I love people. I
Right.
love connecting with people. I do. And
Right.
so I wouldn't just, because honestly, it could be a wonderful person. Honestly, I wouldn't
Right.
be like, nah, nope. But I would prefer. So I would say, oh, you know, but this is my preference. I wouldn't even. I just
But at
wouldn't.
least you'd be open to a conversation and
I would
saying something
definitely. I
about it.
conversate with anybody. I conversate with the
Exactly.
homeless.
We call that adulting. Yeah.
Yeah, I conversate with
Most definitely.
anybody. When I
Most
first
definitely.
plugged
Again, like I
Alexa,
said to the men, the rules still apply for women as well. If you're making this list up and you have all these different items on this list, you're blocking your blessing.
Yeah.
Your blessing could be in that list.
Yeah.
Your blessing could be within that list.
That's
The
right.
first thing you're going to say is, I'm
yeah.
going to debunk this real quick. First thing you're going to say is, oh, we're not building men. No, nobody's saying building man, but let me tell you
No.
something. When you speak life into a man, that man does great things.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you don't have to build a man, but speak life into the man.
Yeah. I agree. And I certainly don't think we should be if it's somebody, you know, that it's just not your type, don't even waste their time. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? If I've met people who, you know, honestly might have had, and I'm gonna say this. I've met people who had limited resources, but they also had other limited things too. And I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna invest in this project because it is just that. And I'm sure people who met me back in the day and even a few years ago, they probably saw a more chubbier woman who wasn't healthy and taking care of herself and said, I'm not going to do the investment. You know what I'm saying? And that's fair. You know what I'm saying? And them same people now they want to invest. Well, you didn't invest, so keep it moving, you know.
The most important thing, man, what I really want to convey is having a conversation, even if you have that first date, you having a conversation, have the conversation, speak to them, tell them why you're not interested, or even if you went on a couple of dates. But the adult thing to do is have the conversation, say, hey, this is not for me.
Yeah.
And you can say it in a gentlemanly way and be nice about it and still be friends at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, and then, you know, I tell my girlfriends this now. When we talk about this, it can only be one. And there's so many people in the world, and it's only going to be one. It can be only one that really likes that flame for you at a time. Or like, and then at the end of the day, when you think about how your flame is lit and who does it, it can only be one. Like I could date 5 guys right now. I really could. But it only could be one that can really light my flame. I can't, you know what I'm saying? So why even have the other 4 even around or available to myself? Let's release them to go like they flame. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not their flame and they're not mine. You know what I'm saying? So it can only be one. And it's so wonderful when you open your mind up to someone that completes, you know, not that you need to be completed, but that just gets you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we always talked about that, because just now we was having a conversation. I was like, yeah, speaking of them locks, you already knew the whole conversation. You knew without me saying, you just saw my eyes. You was like, mm-hmm,
I know
mm-hmm.
exactly what you were talking about. And
So,
and to be honest with you, not the last thing I speak on that. I'm not surprised.
Of course you're not. Of course you're
I'm not
not.
surprised.
You're not. You can't be. And look here I go. I'm gonna just take a look at Earth. Why would you? What else? What else? He was supposed to be. He can only. Let me stop.
He can only be who he is.
Yeah, he can only be who he is. Yeah.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Man, listen though, but I'm not gonna keep you long.
So the drop top car and everything. Keep moving right along.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. That's quite interesting. So.
Do you not know I'm not into cars?
Some people do average things. And we'll leave it on that note. So hey, listen, I'm not gonna keep you. Actually, I really want to bring you back. Can we schedule you back to come back? Because this was fun.
This was fun. I want to talk about where do people go when they make love? But we're a long ways from that because these people right here is making hate on this list. So you ain't never gonna get to the place where you go when you make love and do your levitate. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Now, when you got a whole list like this, you ain't never gonna get to that place. That's a far from you. That's like trying, like the guy saying the rich man trying to enter heaven. He ain't gonna get in because it's whatever he says about a rich man going through the eye of a needle is how him gonna get into heaven or whatever. However he puts that, that's what a man is right now trying to get some loving with this list. You ain't getting none.
Exactly. So one of the reasons I wanted to do this, and we're gonna close out. One of the reasons I wanted to do this podcast on this topic with you because I knew that you would bring a different perspective. Because from Coach D is going to be coaching, right? And a lot of people get turned off by the coaching sometimes. But I wanted to be down to earth with it, and here on the conversation, we don't sit on a high panel of judges. We just say what we got to say and keep it moving. Yeah. But I wanted you on this topic because I knew that you was going to bring some freshness to it for one, and you was going to bring some authenticity to it because you're in a dating game. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So, and it's really sad. I really feel like that list is sad.
Exactly. And I wanted the folks to know that all men don't think like that. I wanted the folks to know that all women do not think like that.
Right. Right.
That's not all women's makeup.
Right.
Exactly. Right. So this is fun, man. This is real fun.
I know this is fun. And I always love talking to you. Even we have our best conversations when we ain't, recording, but I'll do your show sometime, But we've come a long way in our conversations. Let
me bring the audience up to speed. As far as the conversation, before there was ever a conversation, before there was Arthur Trent Williams, I used to sit on the phone for hours with Urs and Chantel. They helped me get through a very tumultuous time in my life. That was right after my father passed away and died in my arms. These ladies would sit on the phone with me for hours at a time.
You was helping us too.
Hours. We would talk about everything under the sun.
Everything.
That's how conversation with Trent was actually born, through those ladies. Sitting on the phone talking, having conversations. We'll talk about everything. We'll talk about everything.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. I love you. You already know that.
I know you do. I love you too. Yes.
That's how the conversation started. The conversation started before I became an author. So many moons.
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't wrote books we didn't have so many conversations. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
And you know what? We said a lot, but a lot didn't get said. Because like I was telling you, when we talked recently about some of the things that Chantel was going through that she never even spoke about because she could not put words to it, dating somebody that's, lives sometime out, in love with somebody who, is caught up in an alternative lifestyle and her not really fully being aware of it, and so it's interesting and it's different, it's just different. We should come back and talk about that. Yeah, we can only say so much about it, but yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's just life is wonderful, though. Life is
That's good, man.
wonderful.
It is. It
Yeah.
definitely is. It definitely is. So I'm gonna have you back. We'll schedule to have you back, and this is
Yes.
real fun, man. This is real
Yes.
fun.
This is my time
Very
to
light.
just chill and talk. It's the winter time.
Exactly. So you guys could catch this on the Roku channel, right there on your Roku stick, or you can catch it
Yeah.
on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, everywhere. So you can catch it. I'll work on the edits and all that stuff probably this weekend. I got yoga tomorrow, so I'm gonna have to. After that, I'll go to bed, get ready for yoga for tomorrow. But it's gonna be fun, man. It's real fun. I'm glad you did it.
Yeah. Me too.
I'm glad you did it. So
Yeah.
any closing remarks before I let you go?
No, not really. Only thing I want to say is I think we have to really use social media mainly for entertainment. You know what I mean? Mainly for
Absolutely.
entertainment. A lot of the information that's posted out there is not to be taken literally, because a lot of times it's just empty wagon information, and it's
Absolutely.
skewed, and it can cause people to think, no, you're using your power for not good. Use your
You
power
got to
for
be
good
careful,
all the
man.
time.
You got to be careful when you're using this
Yeah.
tool, man. Like I
Your
said
life,
earlier in the podcast, this
right,
microphone is very, very, very.
right. It's your brand.
It
Whatever we
influences a
say.
lot.
Yep, it's
You
your
know, you got to be
platform.
careful with your words. You got to know exactly what you're saying
Yeah,
and how you're saying. You got to choose your words.
yeah,
And be mindful where those words are coming from.
yeah,
You got to be mindful of the stuff that you're taking in.
yeah,
You got to be careful with that. So it's good
yeah,
stuff. Good stuff. So we're
yeah.
definitely gonna do this again, Nurse. We're definitely gonna do it again.
Okay, I'm
I
down.
appreciate you.
All righty. Have a
We'll
good
talk
night.
soon. All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, folks. That was a wonderful Ursula Johnson. I call her Urs. So good stuff. We'll see you on the other side of Sunday with Coach D on Speaking on Communication on Sunday. This Sunday, Speaking on Communication. Speaking on Communication, the topic is Talk That Talk, effective communicating. So we'll be talking about that on Sunday. So until Sunday, I'll see you guys on the other side of the break. You guys take care.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.